He was just about to walk past the park when he heard the soft, trembling voice of a little girl, words so simple, yet so devastating that they pierced straight through the steel walls he had built around his heart. "Mommy's sick," she said, holding a wrinkled, hand-drawn invitation, "but she'll still smile if you come to my party." She couldn't have been more than 6, her pigtails uneven, her shoes mismatched, and her big brown eyes carrying the weight of a world she shouldn't have to bear. The man, dressed in a tailored suit with a phone glued to his ear, froze mid-step. Something about that sentence, so innocent, yet soaked in pain, shattered something inside him. Backhand index pointing right. If you believe in the power of kindness, second chances, and the silent strength of children, please take a moment to like this video, comment your thoughts, share with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to our channel, Rapple of Hope. Let's make stories like these reach hearts around the world. The man's name was Nathan Cross. 42 years old, a self-made millionaire with a luxury car waiting by the curb and a reputation for being ruthless in the boardroom. To the world, he was a polished success story. But behind that success was a hollow life, no family, no real friends, just noise, numbers, and a high-rise condo that echoed at night. Nathan wasn't the kind of man who stopped for anything, or anyone. But that day, something gripped him. Maybe it was the way the girl smiled through the cracks of sadness, or the way her tiny hand offered him the invitation like it was the most precious thing she owned. He didn't know why, but he took it. The invitation was scribbled in crayon. "You're invited. My birthday, Saturday at 2 p.m. At Maple Street, Blue House. There will be cake. Mommy will be happy if you come." There was no RSVP. No last name. Just a crude drawing of balloons and a stick figure girl with a big smile. Nathan stood frozen, watching the girl run back to the group of kids playing near the sandbox. Her laughter was loud, but he could see the exhaustion hiding behind it. For the next 2 days, Nathan couldn't shake the image from his mind. That little girl. That sentence. "Mommy's sick." It echoed in his thoughts during meetings, followed him through emails, and haunted him in the silence of his penthouse. Eventually, curiosity, or maybe guilt, got the better of him. He found himself driving to Maple Street that Saturday afternoon, still wearing his usual suit, but this time, unsure of what he was walking into. The Blue House was barely standing. Paint chipped, a sagging roof, and a crooked mailbox. Balloons tied to the railing bobbed in the wind, some already deflated. Children played in the small yard, and paper plates with cupcakes sat on a plastic table. He almost turned around. But then he saw her, the girl in the mismatched shoes, wearing a princess crown made of cardboard, waving at him with both arms like he was the most important guest she had ever seen. Inside the house, it was dimly lit and sparse. The walls were bare. The furniture worn. A frail woman sat on the couch with a soft blanket around her shoulders. Her face was pale, her eyes sunken, but when her daughter pulled her forward by the hand and whispered, "Mommy, he came," she smiled with such warmth that Nathan felt like a child again, longing for something he hadn't realized was missing all these years. Her name was Grace. Stage 4 cancer. No husband. No family around. Just her and little Emily, 6 years old, too smart for her age, and too familiar with hospitals and whispered prayers. Nathan sat with them. He didn't talk about his business. He didn't mention his wealth. He simply listened. Listened as Grace talked about her daughter's drawings, her dreams of becoming a teacher, and how every day was a gift she was trying to stretch a little longer. Nathan stayed for hours, long after most of the kids had left. He helped clean up. He brought out more juice. He laughed when Emily made silly faces and even sang off-key when she insisted everyone join in her birthday concert. By the time the sun dipped below the trees, Nathan had promised to return the next day, with real balloons, real food, and real help. And he meant it. Over the next weeks, Nathan became a constant. He used his money quietly, fixing the roof, hiring a nurse, enrolling Emily in a better school. But more than that, he brought presence. A steady, dependable presence in a world where Emily had only known uncertainty. Grace resisted at first, pride worn like armor, but slowly, gratefully, she let him in. He learned that Emily's father had died in a car crash when she was still in diapers. Grace had worked double shifts for years just to keep a roof over their heads. When the diagnosis came, she started preparing Emily for a life without her, but she never stopped smiling in front of her. "She's just a child," Grace once said through tears. "She deserves magic, even if it's borrowed." Months passed. Seasons changed. Grace's health fluctuated like the wind. Some days were filled with hope. Others were drenched in dread. Nathan, once the man who had everything but felt nothing, now found his purpose in bedtime stories, school pickups, and hospital visits. He started spending less time at the office and more in the little blue house that had become a home not built of bricks, but of moments, laughter, and raw, aching love. When the inevitable came, it was quiet. Grace passed away one winter morning, Emily curled beside her, holding her hand. Nathan was there too, reading from one of Emily's favorite books. He didn't cry then. He held her hand and whispered thank you, for showing him how to feel, how to love, how to be more than just a man with money. After the funeral, Nathan adopted Emily. Legally. Officially. But more importantly, lovingly. He built a new life for her, not just with comfort, but with stability, traditions, and truth. Every year, on her birthday, they still hang balloons on the porch, even when she turns 13, and then 16, and then 18. And every year, Nathan reads that same crayon-written invitation he kept all these years, now framed on the wall. It reminds him of the day everything changed. Backhand index pointing right if this story touched your heart, if it reminded you of the beauty in simple words and quiet sacrifices, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Rapple of Hope.